So we're showing what the marker would be doing with this question here. From one of the following areas, so one of these ones, identify, so it's not much, it's a 2 marker. Ethical teaching and its origin, so basically 1 for the ethical teaching, 1 for its origin. Bioethics, so that's the one we're doing. Principles of government behaviour of Christian adherence in everyday life, yeah, okay. They are derived from the sacred text of the Bible, yeah, that's enough for 1, including the 10 commandments. The Beatitudes and Jesus' commandments, so we've actually done more than we need. Commandment of love. They're basis of establishing what is morally acceptable in society. Okay, so it's an easy 2 marks. 1 ethical teaching, we could have just literally had Jesus' commandment of love derived from the Bible, and that would have been enough for the 2 marks there. But they're easy 2 marks. Let's see. Yeah, how does the ethical teaching? Okay, how does? So it's a cause and effect. The ethical teaching in part A, so that's bioethics. Guide adherence in daily living. Okay, so that's the qualifying piece of information there. Adherence. So more than 1 in daily living. So how does it happen? Day by day. So not necessarily talking about 2,000 years ago, but now. Draws its guidelines from the teachings of the Bible. Okay. Guide adherence, right. And applies it to everyday laws. Yeah, okay. It might be everyday lives, maybe. Would have been better because we don't want to, we live in a secular society, so but it does our laws are based on what previously would have been religious laws, for example. So they've gone straight into an example. So murder is identified as one of the most horrible crimes known to man, but it's not really a bioethical issue if we're talking about bioethics. The commandment stating thou shalt not kill, yeah, okay, so there's an example of it there. Guides this law, okay. Thus, good Lincoln laying down the foundation for Christian values. Consequently, issues such as abortion and embryonic stem cell research are widely debated due to destruction of life. Okay, probably should have spoken about these ones here about how it guides. Destruction of life, good that they put in that embryonic stem cell research there, because that's the distinction between embryonic and just stem cell research, which is okay because it doesn't destroy or lead to the destruction of life. Christian adherents abide by these laws suggested by the sacred text of Christianity. Okay, Jesus' commandment of love your neighbour. We'd probably just leave that as Jesus' commandment of love. Subconsciously guides followers of Christ to treat others with respect, promoting overall peace within the population. Okay, probably not a strong response. They might get a 4 for this, but what we really needed to see in here, if we're talking about ethical teaching in part A, so we're looking at bioethics. The ethical teachings of bioethics are the commandment of love, dignity of the human person, and imago Dei, that we are all created in the image and likeness of God. Because at the top it spoke about guiding adherence, we'd want to talk about the different variants in the tradition too. So Catholics, Orthodox, and Protestants, and just make mention there of those. So it'll probably, it's not a very strong response, probably a 3 might eke into a 4, but we really need these things if we're talking about guiding adherence. This is what guides them: the commandment of love of neighbour, yeah, okay. Dignity of the human person, all people are created equal and they're created in the image and likeness of God. Therefore, with bioethical issues, all human life must be treated this way. with these teachings complemented with the couple of examples that they gave here, it would be a much stronger response.